last year, we have been engaging in a widespread process of consultation, looking at how the educational system supports children with special education needs. And one of the strong themes that came through our consultation process was that parents and schools reported how other schools are putting soft barriers in place of children enrolling in their schools. For example, it might be suggested to a parent that actually a school down the road might be the more appropriate school for that child. And we are very, very concerned with that, because we resource, in the NCC, we resource all children and all schools on the same basis. So there should be no reason for a child to be referred to another school. Their local school is often the best school for them, and obviously we have a range of placement options and special classes, special schools where that's appropriate as well.
Just to clarify, does that apply to both fee-paying and non-fee-paying schools?
Yes.
Can I just ask you about for early intervention, you're supposed to get assessed within 6 months, but that's not happening, and people are waiting 9 months, a year, and they may even have to sort of start a complaints process to get things moving. That's obviously causes problems for a child's development.
Absolutely, and that's reflected in our own research. Our own research is indicating that parents are waiting perhaps 6 months and perhaps even over a year to get a diagnosis of disability. And our research is telling us that early intervention by teachers who know and understand how children learn, that's critical. So we're very, very concerned at this delay, because we want to be in a position to be able to trigger additional teaching resources to schools. And that's why we're recommending a new model, one where the teaching resources are already in place in schools, where a diagnosis of disability isn't needed.
You mentioned the HSE is coming under pressure to diagnose children, and in some cases where there's no evidence possibly that there is a special need there. Is that something that concerns you?
Well, what the HSE professionals told us that they were coming under very significant pressure from parents to diagnose a disability where that wasn't clinically indicated, simply to procure educational resources for the children, because everybody wants to get a child with special education needs as much help as possible. So they were coming under huge pressure to do it when they didn't think it was strictly necessary, and they felt actually it was driving unnecessary labelling of children, and they were very concerned. And we also absolutely are very concerned. And again, that's one of the reasons we're suggesting to the Minister that we develop a new model, because we believe that the teaching resources can be available in schools without the need for a diagnosis of disability. We certainly don't want children to be unnecessarily labelled as having a special educational need.